My name is Quetzal Garcia, and the name of my project is Period is Not a Bad Word. The reason why I titled it Period is Not a Bad Word is because most people in here, most people who experience the period, they get embarrassed of saying, oh, I'm on my period, or like if you're in class and never needed a pad, you'll whisper over to your friend if they have one. Or like if you ever like been in class, you stand up and like ask your friend to like see if you've stained before. It's pretty like you get embarrassed, but I feel like we need to stop that like this negative connotation of your period and being embarrassed of it. It's a natural thing. And then there are a million problems in the world, and I chose something that I was able to relate to personally just because a first person's point of view, I feel like I was able to impact more. So that problem being period poverty, and then for those who don't know, period poverty is those who aren't able to get period products or the proper menstrual products, and they often have to like resort to using like toilet paper or like anything, like some people use like toilet paper rolls or rags. If they're homeless, they use other alternatives, which isn't really healthy for them. I focus primarily on college students just because I'm a college student myself. We're all college students, and we have access to a college campus and its resources. So in doing my research, I found that Forbes found 1 in 10 students leave themselves vulnerable to those physical and mental health problems. And also doing my research, I found that the problem is bigger than not affording menstrual products. A lot of the articles that I read, they exclude transgender men, and they forget that transgender men also have their period. They also have their uterus. And then in the men's restrooms, like at CLC campus, there are no menstrual products available. So they're excluding them too. As well as in men's shelters, there aren't really menstrual products. They forget about it. Let me go to the next one. So who helped? In step 1, I got me and then Brianna Delgado. We worked together in solving the problem, figuring out ways to like help the problem. In the process, we also interviewed with Sarah Cox, who's the director of the bank, the Basic Needs Center. And for those who don't know, the bank is there for student needs. And I recently went to the bank with a financial situation, and she was very open to helping me. She did help me. And then another person is Anthony Michaelides. He is the campus services and operations. We did an email interview with him. He was able to answer some questions about like why there weren't products in the men's restrooms. He answered questions like why there weren't like free products in the women's restrooms, because you do have to pay and they're not always filled. Like currently they're not filled. And he said that they are gonna fill them now. And then I wasn't aware personally of how many resources we had on campus. It was because of this class that I was able to reach out and meet Sarah Cox and ask her for help. And then when I was in this position, I also had to use alternative options. Like for those who don't know, there's panty liners, and those were the only things that were available to me. And they're really thin liners, like especially for your period. Like I have to like stack them, and that's not something that's also healthy for you either. So I was leaving myself vulnerable to those mental health and physical issues as well. What did I do? So personally, what I did is I was able to donate some money to the bank. It wasn't a lot. It was only like $25, which was what I was able to give. The way that I did it was I went directly to the website, and all you guys can do this. You just go to the website, you pick the bank, and then you can leave a note. Which what I did was I put for menstrual products. And when I went to the bank today, and I got this. This is a pad that they have. This is the only pad that they have at the CLC campus. So it is a Kotex brand. So in doing my research, I found that Kotex gives back. So each Kotex product that you buy, they give 2 products. They donate 2 products. So that's also a given. So I was surprised to see that they had these. But also in here, you just get 1 pack, and it's only 1 pad and like a panty liner. So it's not for like those who get the period. They know that's not really like a lot. That's only maybe like a few hours depending on how much you bleed. This project started as a class assignment for English 103, obviously, and it ended up turning into a lot more just because I was able to meet those people. I was able to meet Sarah Cox and then also Mike Ganalides and figure out what best to do on campus and find where they struggle the most. And when I did start this assignment, I was thinking of the struggles and what I was going through at the time. Why does it matter? I've been helped before, as I said, and before I met the bank, I didn't reach out to them. Because of COVID, we did suffer like an economic decline, so we did lose money, me and my family. And my mom was able to reach out to the Women's Outreach. They are in Santa Clarita, so if anybody ever needs help, they're able to reach out to them. They provided us with pads and like other products that we needed. And then again, I did direct the bank to the money donated to menstrual products. And like you can put like to give to Kotex so they can also buy more products, and then you're reaching out bigger just because they're also able to donate more products, so you're not just focusing on COC itself, but also bigger than the brand, what the brand does. And then in doing my own research, I also found that I helped my ignorance because I wasn't aware, like I forgot of the transgender men as well, and like I read one article that included them, and I myself was like able to like change my paper. I did change my paper and put people rather than just saying women or other things like that. And then a project like this does help because it brings more awareness, and then awareness brings more people to help and figure out ways to help. Like you can donate your time, your money, and also products. The community. And speaking with the director of the bank, she made me realize how much people really care. And I feel like a lot of us don't reach out for help because we don't realize how many people really care. Sarah Cox, she really is a person who cares a lot. When she was doing the interview, she was letting us know that she is open to a lot of suggestions from students. Whatever you guys need, she is willing to help. And myself, I did a one-on-one interview with her. She heard about my situation and she was able to help me a lot. Again, the bank is really there for students, and it's not just like some kind of like ploy or anything. It's literally there for you. Like they want to know what you need. And at first, I wasn't optimistic myself when I was searching for help and like asking for help. But then after that, like I feel like that's why most of us don't ask for help, because we're scared that they'll say no. But it's always better to ask than like and then not get any. Ups and downs. Okay. So I think ups and downs of the project was maybe managing your work and school and the project. So all of it together, I felt like it was kind of heavy, but donating money took maybe like 10 seconds, and it's something that we're all able to do. It's pretty fast and it does make a big impact. One thing I would want to do different is reach out to more people, make a bigger impact, maybe get more people together and donate a bunch of things, ask what they really need. And then knowing what I did not know was also a plus. Feeling my ignorance was a big plus to that. Location. So COC was the best place to do this just because I am obviously a COC student. And in doing this, I'm able to do a bigger impact than I would anywhere else because the resources are also open to me. And then I also know how stressful being a college student can be, especially if you're in period poverty. You don't want to be worrying about not having a pad or like bleeding through your pants during a class. You're focused on your homework and you have a lot of like school to do. You maybe have a like part-time job. So a lot of us know like how stressful it is when your period does come and how much of an inconvenience it can be. And then also like making a small step like this, helping a college campus does lead to a bigger outcome. And then that bigger outcome gave me the idea to create a women's center. And then that was when speaking with Juniper, since she does work at a women's center herself. I did ask her if about the women's center and how much it helped, and then I asked if we had one on campus, and to my shocks they said no. Timing. Obviously the timing of this, I think it was crucial now than ever just because of with COVID and the economic decline. Especially with me. My parents did take a big hit with COVID and everything. My dad was a chef, so he didn't have any work, and we did lose income there. So we were worried about I was scared to ask my parents oh, I need pads, oh, I need this. And this summer may seem like something small, but even asking for anything during the time just felt kind of what's the word? Just selfish to ask for anything at the time. And I felt maybe okay, there's toilet paper, I can use that as an alternative. Why did it matter in the end? In the end, I was able to find out more than I knew. But I didn't know that there weren't any pads in the women's restrooms. I didn't know that I was able to get those pads from the bank. I didn't know that there wasn't any pads available in the men's restrooms. And then it gave me an idea that will also reach out to those in period poverty, and then I was also able to tell more people about the bank and then let them know that those resources are available to you. And then also able to meet Sarah Cox. I think meeting Sarah Cox was probably one of the biggest impact just because she's a person who really cares, and then if you're willing to work with her, I would be willing to work with her in maybe creating the Women's Center in order to get more resources for these people. And then I am hoping creating that Women's Center, maybe working together with the Hub Club and making it a reality. There's so many benefits to Women's Center. Women's Center not only tackles, obviously, problems within women, but they do anything for the community. they can work together. It's just people working together to help out the community and mainly focusing on women's needs. And it can also be a place for you to go and feel comfortable, not be scared to ask for pads, not be scared to ask for help. So having a women's center on campus, because just because it's a community college, I feel like they forget we need these resources too. But I think that having a women's center would be a huge help.